So a couple of weeks back, a friend of mine shared this motion piece, which looks really nice and interesting. And I thought maybe let's try to replicate this, and just to understand how it's been made. And this particular one has been made by Danny Stern and was shared on Reddit quite recently. And the title is "What I Imagine the Inside of an Ethernet Cable Looks Like." And this is what my version looked like after spending about an hour and a half trying to replicate what I was seeing on the reference. And the idea was to try and uh, study the motion and not so much the style. Um, and after reaching the result, I took it a step further to customize it a bit and make it my own. So I changed the direction of the motion and the color a bit, and also I've given it a kind of an accelerating motion. So let's jump into the project file, and I'll quickly try and give an overview of how I did this. I'll try to deconstruct it from top-down approach. Um, so if I enter my main composition, this is kind of what it looks like on the inside, and it's essentially a set of pre-comps, all of which have a slightly different time remap to give the sort of parallax effect of the layers moving at different speeds. So on the inside the speed is the same, but that's been tweaked here. And what each of these are is just a set of shapes, and some of them have been blurred to give the illusion of depth. And essentially these are the bigger shapes, these are the shapes kind of in the background. These ones have like a directional blur on them to make it look faster, and similarly the ones here. And going into what each of them are on the inside, it's basically this set of shapes which have been randomly distributed. So for in this case there are 12 shapes, and all of them have been distributed using expressions, and they are being controlled by the null on top. So for example, the x distribution values coming from here, and how far they are from the center is coming from here. Each individual sizes, the lengths, and also some parameters to tweak the colors are sort of built in here. And each of them take this value, and to randomize it, I am taking the index value of the layer itself. So the seed random always has an index, so it takes the value from here to randomize the parameter. So if I create more copies of these, it will just keep randomizing and give me a different distribution each time. So and then once the distribution is done, I have pre-comped them and just given it a movement on the position y-axis, and there's a copy of the same shape which comes and takes its position, so that it feels like a loop. And that's kind of the main core of it. And I just took the same pre-comp and kept replicating it and going in and giving different null values. So for example, in this one, the width is width value is really small and the side x value, and similarly this one has only white color, white lines distributed in the same way, and that's about it. And giving it different values and that kind of bulge and warping effect is happening here on the adjustment layer with the bulge warp style. And I tried some other things as well, like corner pinning it and things, and you can play around with that, give it a posterize, and pretty much then it's all about styling and how you want it to look. But that's kind of how I reached this result.